if you could tell me a little bit about yourself and maybe your childhood and.
That's a loaded question for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was born in St. John, New Brunswick.
Yeah.
I left there when I was 23. I was in a bad, horrific car accident at the age of 16, which changed the course of my life forever. At 23, I came to Vancouver, but prior to that, I was up to the age of 15. Hockey was my life. Scouted by the Montreal Canadiens at the age of 15. That was the direction my life was heading. And when I said I had a life-changing incident, that it was definitely that. But as a 16-year-old, just entering high school, I attacked it, and no wasn't the answer for me. Yeah. They told me I couldn't do it, I went and did it. Like I said, I wasn't supposed to walk, and here I am. I have no symptoms of it, and I fully recovered. Now, mind you, I was doing zero balance, no coordination, left side, stuff like that. But yeah, so I fully recovered. So I came to Vancouver at 23, and Vancouver, it just blew my mind. Coming from a small town, St. John in New Brunswick, Vancouver was just the place to be. Now it's very different, very different. When you're on the streets like I am, survival is the game. That's it. I came out in 1995 when I was 23, and met my future ex-wife. No, she ended up being my ex-wife, but I met my future wife the first weekend I was here in 95. We live in the Wall Center. I met her at Mardi Gras, and let's fast forward that to 8 years later. We were not doing well, but a miracle happened. My daughter she got pregnant, so we stayed together another 8 years. But I struggled those from 1995 right up until then. Not even. I was even in St. John. I wasn't aware of what I was suffering from. I was suffering from the fact that I had 9 people in the car when that accident happened. I was the worst injury. The jaws of life gave me out, but there was broken necks. There was a lot of teeth. There was just a lot of horrific broken arms, broken legs. So I was coping with it different, but I was still I just had these questions: why am I here? What am I doing? What's my purpose and all this? So. And dealing with still recovering. I'm still right now. I have zero balance, so I walk around. I don't stumble and fall, but I very easily I have to look at the ground when I'm walking stuff. But I questioned everything until I was in the operating room. And my daughter was born, and I knew I was here. I was here not to be a father. I was here to be her father. And we've had an amazing relationship since, and things are great. I see her and talk to her as often as I can. She's in North End with her mom, and her mom's happily remarried. Her mom and I are best friends. I realized that in rehab my last little stint. I called her. Her name's Reshma. I called Resh and I said, I realized something. I realized that she's literally the best friend I've ever had. And my daughter and her husband helped me find Wagner Hills. I'm going to say it many times because it's by far the best rehab in BC for sure. Maybe in Western Canada, I don't know. But if you have loved ones that need help, that's the place to go. 98% of people that work there went through the program. That's what we need. We need people in government seats. We need that to be 98% of people that have been through the program. They're recovering out of it because we're the toughest people out here, and we know what the city needs. Ask us. Not everybody, mind you, but and that's I'm not shooting down anybody out here because we're all in survival mode. I'm 52 years old.
You look good for 52.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But anyway, but Wagner Hills was the place. It didn't work out. Yeah. I was there. I was going to do a year program. I ended up 3 months. It did a lot for me, but it just I guess you realize rehab's not for everybody. This is rehab for me. Helping people. My mom decided to say it to my hi mom. Hey, if she sees. But why am I looking at that? It's not a camera. Oh my God, that's too funny. Anyways, no, Mom, I said to Mom, I like to help people, And she's like, well, you're doing crap. So I try to stay away from it. Some days I go without, like, I
Yeah.
have water and, and a sandwich, but, yeah, it's, she says that, well, she's always trying to get me home, which I'm doing right now, but, yeah, I don't know. That's what I gotta change the subject, because that's killing me. That my mom's not well. She's not well at all. They were supposed to move to Newfoundland
Yeah,
because my brother.
so the big thing right now is getting that ID.
Yeah, exactly. And right now it's in limbo or whatever.
Limbo,
Yeah, because I like I said, I was staying at my ex-father-in-law's.
Yeah.
So my ex-wife's father, who I used to work for, they welcomed me in, and that's where I was in rehab. I was there for a couple months.
Yeah.
In the basement, I basically have my own basement suite, without an exit, without a door out. Like I didn't have my own door, so that was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 months was easy. I mean, I'm not on like heroin and things like that. It's not like I get sick if I don't.
Right.
But what I realized last time in rehab too is it's not the addiction. It's not addiction to the drugs necessarily. That's part of it, but it's cravings for me. It's not need. It's a want, not a need.
Yeah.
But it's the lifestyle, and I miss people. I miss making it. Well, I thought I was making a difference, but Vancouver proved very quickly. Yeah, they need more than one person if they're trying to do it and trying to change things, and even the playing field a little bit.
Yeah.
But so it's the lifestyle. It's the lifestyle I miss. And, so being back out, I haven't done one step yet in 5 days now, to get that process going again.
Right.
So that's where it's at, and that it's still so. Even if I start today, I'm about 45 to 60 days minimum before I get an ID and start the process. Like start looking for plane tickets and stuff.
Right.
So
Okay. I was going to ask you. You mentioned purpose as well.
sorry, purpose.
Purpose in life, and you thought about your daughter and things like that. So do you have like a dream still, like that you want to accomplish in life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is gonna be tough.
Okay.
Is this like the last question? The toughest one?
It can be.
Yeah, because
We could do
I'm
the
an
last.
emotional guy, and you know what? I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I keep it real, and I'm honest.
Yeah. You're hardworking, man.
Absolutely. The hardest. I just got off for 5 days not sleeping,
Yeah.
and I feel like a zombie. I haven't had any drugs, which I could keep that going, but I need to stay awake, right? Because there's a lot to be done, and purpose. But that's not my purpose. Maybe my purpose would be after this, with all the knowledge I'm gaining. I've been through the program, but I also have a criminal record, which is minor things like stealing a Slurpee or some 7-Eleven or donuts or something.
Okay.
Little things like that, but they add up. So, wouldn't be a government job or anything, but something to make a difference. I'd like to win the lottery. That's one of my. I plan on doing that. I think it's my turn. It's coming up. It's coming up here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So with that, I could change. Let's just say Langley's the world. I could change the world here.
Yeah.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I know exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah.
There'd be other hoops to jump through and stuff, but I mean, I would like that, something like that. But that's only a side gig.
Yeah. Sure.
But my dream is to have my daughter,
Yeah.
because my daughter and I are connected. My ex-wife went through 8 years postpartum. Also, she's okay with it. We talk about this all the time, because it's all good in the end, right?
Yeah.
It was very tough. There was zero connection with my daughter for 8 years. So I was mom and dad to my daughter, and I was all in. I was loving it. My ex-wife, I'm not going to say fact, but she changed very few diapers to none. Not exaggerating, right? So I mean, when I say all in, I was all in.
Yeah.
Traveled with my daughter when she was 8 months old. So took her across Canada to see her grandparents by myself as a new dad. And I bought at the dollar store like 8 different toys for the 6-hour trip. The little flickery toys, that could distract her. She starts crying. She never cried once. Like people couldn't believe it. So, anyways, I was an all-in dad, and I loved it. So, the good news with all of that is, even during COVID, I was back east at the time, and I had her home on a visit for 2 weeks. Somehow I got her home during COVID. I think it was early in, when you only need one shot and all this stuff, right? And I was terrified how I was going to entertain her. But wait, man, I had that little 16-year-old Vancouver girl in belly laughs on the floor, and we had a brand new townhome back east and stuff. So it was fun. But I mean, my daughter is My daughter's the other half of my heart.
Yeah. Wow, man.
My daughter's the other half of my heart. Without her, I can't survive. And she knows it.
Yeah.
Because I'm the other half of hers. And the good thing is, I told you this one's tough. So, the good thing is the longest I've ever gone without seeing her, and it was a long time. After we sold the townhome, I was back east. We went through the whole sale process. I walked away with $111,000. Could have done the right thing with it, but I could have had $300,000. But the way we divided up the money, there was no lawyers involved. Me and my ex-wife. She took I'm talking child support, school for my daughter, like to the tune of $200. Like everything was taken care of because I knew what I was going to do with the money back east. I knew what was going on, and I was going to do something stupid, which ended up happening. But everything was taken care of out here, and that's why things are so good now. That huge time. We bought a townhome for $309, walked out with $757. So we did very well. Like we near tripled our money here in Langley. So I mean, the fact that I took care of the things that need to be taken care of is deep into, because I was getting into drugs while I was working. During that, I didn't even explain it, but I took time off work.
Yeah.
Took time off work and I was back east.
Yeah.
During COVID because I was burning out. They asked me if I was ready to come back after a month.
Yeah.
I said, "Have you got me help? Like to
help.
relieve the load a bit?"
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was working like 90-hour weeks. It was ridiculous, Anyways, but they didn't. I said, "No, well, I'm not quite ready." They gave me another couple weeks. They asked if I was ready to come back. I said, "No. Has anything changed? Like, have you spread the territories out? Have you amalgamated or brought it together to make them more, whatever?" Anyways, no, nothing has changed. I said, "Well, I'm not quite ready. I'm not quite ready to come back." And they said, "Okay, we'll take all the time you need. You're fired." So that happened. So I mean,
My goodness.
my parents were moving to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So I went back for my parents. They went back to Newfoundland for 6 months out of the year, and then the other 6 months they're at the trailer and shipment, which is another part of New Brunswick. So without them there, I lost my job. I'm smoking drugs, drinking a lot. Well, not drinking a lot, but drinking a bit. I found there's no real reason to be on the East Coast. Came back out here, but I blew through a huge chunk of my huge $88,000 in 3 months. But I bought a car because I knew I had to get back out west. Yeah. So I had a little $17,000 Honda Civic. Drove across Canada to come back east, or out west, sorry. And I hadn't been to Fort McMurray, Alberta ever, and I hadn't seen my brother for 4 years. So on my way back, I decided to go up there. So, I planned on being there a day or two. But it's a crazy fun city, so I ended up staying there like 8 months. But I promised my daughter I'd be back for her 19th birthday. So 2000. Okay, so when did I come back? What year is it now? 2024. So anyway, so 2022, 2023 actually. Yeah, 2023 June, July. Sorry, July 31st. I pulled into to the city. So as messed up as I was up in Alberta, I had a promise to my daughter that I'd be here for 19th. I arrived on the day of her birthday. Yeah, I don't know how. I got stuck in Edmonton for a couple of days. I don't remember, right? But I made it here and sober too. Like I remember taking the 2 days, last 2 days of the trip. I was sober. I never my daughter is everything's fully transparent now. She knows everything, and she's a what is it called when you're on the dean's list? Like she's a brilliant, beautiful little Persian princess. Like really she has everything going for her. She's done 2 years of university already. And she's like 20 years old, and she's. And the longest time that I've seen her was a year and a half. And it was that stint when I made it here for her birthday, and that was a crazy year and a half. But I barely talked to her. Like, we barely talked on the phone. I had nothing positive to say. It was tough because I never wanted to call her and not get in. Oh, shit. I never wanted to call her and not get an answer. Not get an answer on the East Coast, all the way on the East Coast. Because then the thoughts, the big earthquake, it's coming. It's coming. It's imminent. Not a question of when. or how or what is the question. It's a question of when, not whatever. It's coming. It's coming. So I mean, back east, I'm going crazy.
Right.
You know, but my daughter's a survivor like me. She gets that from me. Like, anything they tell us not to do, we're gonna go and do it. And I don't take that from her.
Yeah.
I jumped out of an airplane at the age of 40 just to prove that I'm in control.
Jumped out of the airplane?
Age of 40, over Maple Ridge. Yeah, Maple Ridge at 40. Just it was a dedication to my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, I did a big speech, so I'm not going to go into it. But I told her that I'd never let anybody tell her no. Just get out. Go get it.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Breathe, live your life, be happy. But do everything you want. I thought I could get through this.
Have you always wanted to be a father? Or did you always?
No, I didn't think I didn't think I'd ever get married, have kids. But when I was like up until the age of, probably up until the age that my daughter, or that I met my ex-wife. That sounds weird. She's my ex-wife, but we're best friends, and she's probably going crazy right now trying to find me. Actually, you know, because I'm only, like I said, 5 or 6. It's actually 5 or 6 days into the relapse.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm barely using. I don't have money, so I'm barely using anything. I'm just trying to maintain the 30 pounds I gained in those 2 months, because I don't want, you know. So I'm just eating when I can, drink as much water as I can. Thanks you guys. That's amazing. Yeah. But yeah, the longest I went was 1.5 years, but I made it out here and on her birthday. And the amazing thing is, my daughter, we have a connection so deep that not only can it not be broken, but it can't be bent. So when I see her after 1.5 years, we took off where we left off. Yeah. I can't explain how amazing that is. You know, like, I was both mom and dad to that little girl for 8 years, and that was when the bond was connected. I'm not saying she's not upset or she doesn't have questions, but you know, she's strong, and she's healthy, and she's happy. She has an amazing boyfriend. I haven't met him. I met her ex-boyfriend once. He was an amazing kid. Like, it's her community, I guess you could call it. That the friends she surrounds herself with are amazing. So like she's all good. She's in. I've done my job, and so is her mom. After the 8 years, the good news is that when we divorced, because it wasn't due to drugs, she's from Africa, she's from a different part of the hemisphere. I had servants as a daughter, so it was a spoiled Louis Vuitton, Mercedes, and it was just those type of pressures that ended the marriage. Eventually, I was the minority. It was all the functions, East Indian functions and things you know, like it seems to be 10 a month, and I'm the minority. I'm told what to say, who to say it to, how much I can say. You can't say that to Uncle so and so because Auntie so and so can't hear it. And that's just the weight on me, because I'm a realist. I emotions on the edge. Emotions on my sleeve.
Heart on your sleeve.
Yeah, exactly. And I have no filter. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but I say it when it comes to my mind. And it's always raw. It's always real. It's always the truth. One of the rarest things, the rarest commodity worldwide, is what? It's truth. Because what makes something rare is what makes something valuable is how rare it is. Yeah. And there's nothing more rare than truth or trust. It's non-existent out here. You can't trust anybody. You can't trust your best friend if he was tied up on a chain as an infant in the front yard. They used to do that in the 70s. they tie you on a leash like a dog. So you can have that friend for you. And out here, I never become complacent. Sorry, always be aware that I'm not the only one out here that can handle himself. There's other people bigger than me, better than me. Is the bad part of what we do. So never become complacent and just walk like you own it, because otherwise you're gonna be eaten alive. And it's happening every day. I just wish some of the people that can make the decisions could come and spend a day on the street. Yeah. They'll get it. Right. They'll get it. I didn't get it. I was a highly paid sales service rep many years. I had my beers on the weekends, watching a hockey game. I was making really good money. I had 3 vehicles. An Audi, BMW, and a F-150 townhome here on 68 and 201. This was only 7 years ago, right? I just sold that townhome the finalizing went through in town just 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
whatever. So I mean, this is all like I'm newly into it, but I'm owning it,
Yeah.
you know. And I want to stay because I want to help.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that I'm some. That sounded weird, but I'm not saying that. I'm here because I made big mistakes. Big mistakes. Yeah, we need help over here. It's just, I'm pretty dry. I gotta have a drink.
Yeah, that's
Talking
good.
too much.
No, that's good.
Mm.
I think just chatting with you too, man. You're like, I can tell you're a hard worker and you care about your community, you care about helping others.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
That's
super cool, man.
yeah.